Let us be clear. Let us be direct. There is a movement in this country, while claiming a monopoly on patriotism, is a threat to the national interest. They are opposed to reason. They are opposed to skepticism. They are opposed to internationalism. They are opposed to gay rights. Many want to slay the dragon of alleged Islamic resistance to modernity, yet criticize courses that encompass peace studies, socialism, or feminist theory, and excoriate professors who place socially relevant posters or announcements on bulletin boards or office doors. I remember once when David Horowitz complained to a president of the University of Colorado that he could walk down the hall of various liberal arts, humanities professors and see all sorts of opinionated documents outside professors' offices. They want to impose a political religion of intolerance and ethnocentrism on the sole remaining institution with even a shred of independence, higher education, and I would emphasize it as more of a shred than anything else. The resistance to modernity is profound, well-funded, well-organized, and confrontational. They do not have the capacity to seek reconciliation or understanding with those they disagree. Today there is a new McCarthyism in which anti-war rhetoric is suppressed. In the 50s, it was based on group or party association. In the 21st century, it is based on speech. It's not so much today, whom did you know, but what did you say? Opponents of academic freedom frequently embrace the notion of American exceptionalism and reject criticism of the violent and even racist projection of power that accompanies our imperial overstretch. Many, but certainly not all, are supporters of Israel, which is a key component of their political religion. For them, or for some, Israel, unlike other nation states, should not be criticized. Its wars and use of cluster bombs, blockades, settlements, separation walls, and targeted assassinations against the Palestinians or other Islamic peoples should be immune from ethical or moral challenges. And the remarkable assumption of an American-Israeli identical identity of interests never challenged. However, their resistance to modernism includes distorting reality to advance their own personal interests, which may not be compatible with the national interest, as the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have all too starkly revealed. This was mentioned earlier this morning, but in 2004, the David Project Center for Jewish Leadership produced a provocative film, Columbia Unbecoming, claiming that Columbia University's Middle East Asian Languages and Cultures Department was anti-Semitic and discriminated against pro-Israel students. There also emerged an online petition drive to deny Professor Nadia Abu El-Haj tenure at Barnard College. External constituencies chose not to merely critique or denounce her work, facts on the ground, archaeological practice, and territorial self-fashioning on Israeli society, but as enemies of modernism to silence the author by denying her an appointment in academia. They failed in this instance, but are not deterred in their anti-modernist assault on the academy. This, I think, is one of the great ironies, because they claim that they're defending the West from the anti-modernist tendencies of Islamofascism, and yet they, I think, in many ways represent the antithesis of modern thought, modern humanity, and progressivism. For over 2 years, Alan Dershowitz, Frankfurter professor of law at the Harvard Law School, tried to derail Norman Finkelstein's application for tenure and promotion. Mr. Dershowitz used the Wall Street Journal, FrontPageMag.com, the Jerusalem Post, InsideHigherEd.com, the New Republic, his own website, and other venues to campaign personally against the DePaul professor's tenure bid. Dershowitz slandered Dr. Finkelstein as an anti-Semite, his publications as trash, and accused his adversary of being a neo-Nazi supporter, a Holocaust trivializer, and a liar, and like a little worm, end quote. I wish DePaul University had not succumbed to the well-orchestrated hate-filled campaign of Alan Dershowitz, when it denied tenure to Dr. Finkelstein and derivatively to Dr. Maureen Larrady on June 2007. I might add, my own blog was the first to report nationally that DePaul University's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dean Chuck Suchar, had recommended denying tenure, and President Reverend Dennis H. Holtschneider's denial of it on June 8th. This is more than mere ideological confrontation between competing visions. This is more than the inevitable Sturm und Drang within civil society. This is more than profound disagreements over American foreign policy. This is, frankly, a battle for the intellectual independence of higher education and for free speech, which is the sine qua non for the advancement of knowledge and the pursuit of truth. I was suspended, removed from the classroom, and reprimanded on November 11th, 2002. Like the Finkelstein case and the Ward Churchill auto da fe, which led to his egregious firing from the University of Colorado on July 24, 2007, it was primarily external forces and organized pressure groups that demanded sanctions, including the revocation of my tenure. Zachary Lockman was talking a lot today about external groups, and that is clearly a theme that I think complements some of his remarks. I sent an email to an Air Force Academy cadet. Actually, it was a response to an email that he had sent to me and dozens of professors trying to get us to recruit people to attend an event at the Air Force Academy. My email was strident, denounced war, and in particular the military tactics employed in war. My suspension from teaching in the 12th week of the fall semester was reflective of a highly militaristic, nationalistic culture that rejects patriotically incorrect inquiry if it becomes too vituperative and frankly too accurate in its condemnation of America's preemptive imperialistic wars. I denounced in my email the, quote, aggressive baby-killing tactics of collateral damage. I refuse to admire, quote, top guns who rain death and destruction upon non-white peoples throughout the world. I condemn, quote, cowards who bomb countries without AAA, without possibility of retaliation. I denounce, quote, imperialists who are turning the whole damn world against us. I believe my observation that, quote, September 11th can be blamed in part for what you and your cohorts have done to the Palestinians, the Viet Cong, the Serbs, a retreating army at Basra, is reasonable and accurate. I was too harsh in some other personal references to the cadet, for which I apologized 2 days later. The cadet, then cadet, Robert Kerpeel, and the enraged cadet wing sent en masse my email to friends, families, and media contacts. The cadet and Air Force Captain Jim Borders apologized to me for this dissemination of my email. Teaching is enriched by professors who are committed to changing the world in a progressive manner. The classroom cannot be nourished if the professor is trapped on a Tom Hanks castaway island of academic self-absorption. Roberta Matthews, former provost at Brooklyn College, astutely noted, teaching is a political act. For me, it is also a moral act that requires challenging the canon and educating responsible citizens. A professor should not merely recite facts and figures and maintain a sterile neutrality as dictated by Mr. Hurwitz's Academic Bill of Rights, or cover slavishly all sides of every issue. Is slavery defensible? Is genocide defensible? Is racism defensible? Is homophobia defensible? Are war crimes defensible? Our campuses and our academic freedom are worth defending. Defending for toleration of dissent. Defending for inclusion of race, class, and gender in our curricula. Defending for respecting Islam and those who dare challenge the Judeo-Christian hegemony. Defending the right to challenge the empire and recognizing that without diversity and new thinking in academia, we will, I guarantee you, we will witness the closing of the American mind. This must not stand, and we must and shall resist it. Thank you very much.